Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Bus with another 2023 fantasy football sleeper / upside video for you. Before I get into that, of course, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe, hit the like and the notification button. A lot of new subscribers in the last few days as I ramp up my 2023 coverage. And today I want to talk about Rachaad White, the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Second-year running back to 2022 third-round pick of the team who took over starting duties over a struggling Leonard Fournette last season. And it was a bit of a mixed bag for White. You know, he was the chic, upside sleeper that everybody, obtained during the early portion of last season when it looked like Fournette, was on fumes and, was not going to rediscover the very impactful performances that he had for Tampa Bay earlier. But overall, like I said, it was a mix of good and bad. Now, as far as last season, the running aspect wasn't overly impressive. So White rushed for 481 yards, only 3.7 per carry, 1 touchdown on the ground. Not impressive numbers at all. However, the Tampa Bay offensive line from the very beginning of the season and preseason when I lost Ryan Jensen, the center, a lot of injuries, chaos, if you will, on the offensive line, just no cohesion whatsoever. And that really, at least takes some of the blame away from White in terms of his, underwhelming performance running the ball, where he was more impressive than what he was known for coming out of college. He drew Alvin Kamara comparisons with his receiving ability. Now, 50 catches on 58 targets. 290 yards and 2 touchdowns. So White did the job catching the ball. Listen, catching 50 passes as a rookie when you're in a timeshare with Leonard Fournette is very impressive. And at least on that aspect alone, it made White a low-end running back 2 in PPR formats. Going forward now into 2023, I think Rachaad White really is a good investment. I'm going to be in on Rachaad White. I've done a lot of videos lately of guys who I'm out on. I am definitely in on Rachaad White. You all know that I like to go a little more conservative, the conservative route at running back, failing to get Bijan Robinson in round 1, which I'm really not actively seeking because I more, want Travis Kelce, Jefferson, or Chase. I'm going to look into the third round to get, or maybe even the second round, to get that tier of guys that I want among Dameon Pierce, Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, Rachaad Stevenson, and Breece Hall. Those are the 5 guys I want as my running back 1. I can probably get one of them in the second, definitely in the second. One of them will fall to the third round. Miles Sanders, I think, will be there in round 3. Etienne will be close. I would be absolutely happy with both of those guys. I think Stevenson and Hall are second-round picks. I'd be fine with those guys as my running back 1. My running back 2, though, Rachaad White. If I compare, let's say, Miles Sanders or Rachaad Stevenson with Rachaad White, I'm going to be pretty happy about that in a PPR format because I think the 50 catches for White last season is the floor. I think he's going to go over 60 catches this season. There is virtually no competition behind him. They have Chase Edmonds, who was absolute garbage last season, so he is not a threat. Keyshawn Vaughn's not a threat. This is the Rachaad White show. And it's either going to be Baker Mayfield at this point, barring a trade for a Trey Lance or something. It's going to be a Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask at quarterback, which means a lot of dump-offs. We saw Baker Mayfield throw a lot of passes to Kareem Hunt over the last few years in Cleveland. I think Rachaad White, again, is a very good receiving back. Has that Alvin Kamara comparison coming out of college as a supreme receiving back, and that will be his calling card. And whatever he does on the ground is going to be a bonus, and I think he will improve on that 3.7 per carry. He showed some tackle-breaking ability last season. He's got some instant acceleration that Fournette did not have. The offensive line will be better. They'll be healthier to start the season with Tristan Wirfs and the rest of the unit there. So I think things are looking up from a running aspect as well. So then when you consider the fact that Rachaad White's ADP right now is in the 4th round range, that looks pretty good to me. If you start with a Travis Kelce, then you get a Garrett Wilson in round 2, and then you could go Miles Sanders or Travis Etienne, and then pair him up with Rachaad White in round 4, that's a hell of a start. So while I would not want White as my running back 1, I think that is a shrewd move for the cost, the fact he's going to get the majority of carries, and he's going to get a boatload of receptions. this is a big investment opportunity for a guy who has talent, coming off a somewhat disappointing rookie performance, but also an impressive one if you really look at the receiving aspect of things. I'm all in on Rachaad White this season. Let me know what you think in the comments. Post a comment. Hit the subscribe button. More videos on the way. Going to be doing live streams soon, maybe even one later on today, so look for that. We will chat soon.